There's something quietly magnetic about Keanu Reeves. In an industry often defined by noise, spectacle, and constant reinvention, he has built a legacy through stillness, sincerity, and an almost disarming humility. You can trace his appeal beyond blockbuster roles and into something far more human. The way he carries loss, the way he treats people, and the way he continues to show up without pretense. Over the years, audiences have come to admire not just the characters he plays, but the person he seems to be when the cameras stop rolling. He doesn't dominate headlines with controversy or excess. Instead, his story unfolds in small, meaningful gestures, giving up a seat on the subway, speaking softly in interviews, or simply letting others shine. In a culture that often rewards volume, Keanu's restraint feels rare. It invites curiosity. Who is he beneath the iconic roles? What shaped his worldview? And why does his presence feel so different from so many others in Hollywood? To understand that, you have to look beyond the spotlight and into the quieter chapters of his life. Early life shaped by change. Keanu Reeves' early years were far from stable. Born in Beirut and raised across multiple countries, his childhood was marked by constant movement and shifting family dynamics. His father left when he was very young, creating an absence that would quietly influence much of his emotional world. His mother, a creative and hard-working woman, did her best to provide stability, but frequent relocations meant Keanu had to adapt quickly. New schools, new friends, new environments. That kind of upbringing often forces a child inward, and in Keanu's case, it fostered a thoughtful, somewhat reserved personality. He struggled academically due to dyslexia, which made traditional learning environments challenging. Yet those difficulties didn't define him. They redirected him. Instead of excelling in classrooms, he found confidence elsewhere, in sports, particularly hockey, and eventually in performance. Discovering purpose through acting. Acting wasn't an overnight calling for Keanu. It was something that gradually took shape as he explored different paths. Initially drawn to hockey, he had dreams of becoming a professional athlete, but an injury forced him to reconsider his future. That turning point, though difficult, opened a new door. He began taking acting classes in Toronto, where teachers noticed a natural presence that couldn't be taught. It wasn't about polished technique at first. It was about authenticity. Keanu had a way of being present in a moment, even if he wasn't yet refined in delivering lines. Early roles in television and small films gave him a foothold in the industry, but they also came with uncertainty. Breaking into Hollywood. Keanu's transition into Hollywood came with a mix of curiosity and skepticism from audiences. His breakout role in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure introduced him as a charming, laid-back presence, someone who didn't quite fit the mold of a traditional leading man. That uniqueness worked in his favor, but it also led to typecasting early on. People saw him as the easygoing, slightly naive character, and it took time to prove he could do more. Films like My Own Private Idaho and Point Break began to shift that perception, revealing a willingness to take risks and explore more complex roles. Still, the criticism lingered. Some questioned his range, others his delivery. Instead of reacting defensively, Keanu did something far less dramatic, but far more effective. He kept working. He chose roles that challenged him, even if they didn't always succeed commercially. That period of trial and error wasn't glamorous, but it was necessary. It laid the groundwork for a career that would later surprise even his harshest critics. The Matrix and cultural impact. When The Matrix arrived, it didn't just change Keanu's career, It changed how audiences saw him entirely. His portrayal of Neo tapped into something deeper than action or spectacle. There was a quiet introspection to the character, a sense of searching for truth and identity that resonated widely. Keanu's natural stillness, once criticized, suddenly became an asset. He wasn't trying to overpower the role. He was inhabiting it. The film's success turned him into a global icon, but more importantly, it validated his approach to acting. He didn't need to be loud to be compelling. He trained rigorously for the role, performing complex stunts and immersing himself in the physical demands of the film. Yet even as the franchise exploded in popularity, he remained grounded. Setbacks and quiet persistence. Success in Hollywood is rarely linear, and Keanu's career was no exception. After the high of The Matrix, he faced a series of films that didn't resonate as strongly with audiences or critics. For many actors, that kind of downturn can lead to desperate choices or public reinvention. Keanu took a different path. He continued to work steadily, choosing projects that interested him rather than chasing trends. Films like Constantine kept him visible, even if they didn't always achieve critical acclaim at the time. What stands out is his lack of reaction to setbacks. There were no public complaints, no attempts to blame others. He simply kept going. That quiet persistence became one of his strongest traits. It showed that his connection to acting wasn't dependent on constant success. Reinvention through John Wick. The release of John Wick marked a powerful return to the spotlight, but it didn't feel like a comeback in the traditional sense. It felt more like a continuation, an evolution of everything Keanu had been building over the years. The role combined physical intensity with emotional depth, allowing him to showcase both discipline and vulnerability. He committed fully to the training, performing many of his own stunts and embracing the physical demands of the character. Audiences responded not just to the action, but to the underlying story of loss and resilience. It mirrored, in some ways, the emotional depth Keanu had carried in his personal life. The success of the franchise redefined modern action films and solidified his place as a leading figure in the genre. Yet even then, his demeanor didn't change. He remained approachable, thoughtful, and deeply respectful of the people he worked with. It wasn't just a professional success, it was a reaffirmation of who he had always been. Personal loss and private strength. Behind the success and recognition lies a deeply personal story marked by loss. Keanu has experienced tragedies that would profoundly affect anyone. The loss of a child, the passing of a partner, and the emotional weight that follows such events. These are not moments that define a public persona easily, and he has never tried to turn them into narratives for sympathy. Instead, he has carried them quietly, allowing them to shape his perspective without letting them consume him publicly. There's a noticeable depth in the way he speaks about life and death, often reflecting on the importance of connection and memory. His well-known remark about being remembered by those who love us captures that outlook. It's simple, but it carries weight. These experiences seem to have deepened his empathy, making his kindness feel genuine rather than performative. He doesn't present himself as someone who has overcome everything. He presents himself as someone who continues to live with it, thoughtfully and honestly. Creative exploration beyond film. While acting remains central to his career, Keanu has explored other creative paths that reveal different sides of his personality. He has been involved in publishing, co-creating artistic projects that blend visual art and storytelling. His interest in motorcycles led him to co-found a company dedicated to designing and building custom bikes. turning a personal passion into a collaborative venture. He has also stepped into the world of video games, bringing a unique presence to digital storytelling. These pursuits aren't distractions from acting, they're extensions of his curiosity. They show a willingness to experiment, to step outside familiar territory, and to engage with creativity in multiple forms. What's consistent across all of them is his approach: thoughtful, collaborative, and grounded. He doesn't position himself as an expert in every field he enters. Instead, he participates, learns, and contributes. That openness keeps his work evolving without losing its core authenticity. A legacy defined by character. In the end, Keanu Reeves' legacy isn't just about the films he's made or the roles he's played. It's about the way he has moved through life, steadily, respectfully, and with a quiet sense of purpose. He has faced challenges, both personal and professional, without turning them into spectacle. He has achieved immense success without losing his sense of humility. And he has connected with people not through grand statements, but through consistent, genuine behavior. That combination is rare. It's what turns a successful actor into a lasting figure of admiration. As audiences continue to watch his work and follow his journey, there's a sense that his story isn't defined by any single moment. It's an ongoing narrative of resilience, kindness, and thoughtful living. In a world that often celebrates extremes, Keanu Reeves stands as a reminder that there's strength in quietness, and that sometimes the most powerful presence is the one that doesn't demand attention at all.